everyone, it's I, Wacky Anime What If here to present you with What If Issei Had Venom Part 6. Let's go and get into it. Currently, it's Saturday, and Issei is walking about, heading towards his new job he has, immediately heading towards the ice cream parlor, the ice cream shop. Walking directly through, immediately he hears in his head Venom saying, "Ice cream, ice cream!" Immediately screaming this in his head, as Issei just says, "Shut up!" in his head, while having this pleased face as he has his ice cream employee uniform on, and immediately he walks towards the front and, greets the owner. The owner says, "Alright, you'll be at the register doing ice cream orders and then making the ice cream for them, okay? It's not that hard, unless you're a dumbass," the owner says, and immediately Issei says, "Okay, let's go ahead and start, I guess." And he says, "That's the spirit," as Issei goes to the front, immediately hops over the desk, and waits for people to come in. As soon as people start coming in, and he starts doing his orders, about an hour into his job, he immediately sees Konako walk through. Konako immediately walks up towards the front and orders a banana split, not staring at who's working there. And Issei says, "Oh, okay." And as soon as he says this, she looks up and sees Issei and just is horrified and says, never mind, I'll go somewhere else now." She's about to leave, but Issei says, "No, I already got your order placed in." Immediately, she says, "Can you cancel it then?" And Issei says, I mean, I could, but why would you want to? I mean, this banana splits that we make here are exclusive, right? Like, you can, that this is a special banana split, right? It's the strawberry banana split. Like the limited time one. The one that usually just comes around like once every month around. Immediately, Konako just started saying "damn it" in her head because she knew it was right. Immediately saying, "Alright, fine. Just please don't make it to where something bad happens," she says in her head. As Issei says, "Okay, that's one banana split. That'll be about $8. She immediately hands him the money. He puts it in the cash register. As soon as he was making the banana split, he walks up towards Konako's table and places it on the table, which Konako pulls out a spoon, and immediately Issei says in his head, "Where the hell did she come up with that spoon? Did she bring the spoon with her? Where was she keeping it?" He thinks in his head, as Konako takes one bite into the ice cream, very much shaking while doing so, expecting the ice cream to grow eyes and shit and just start beating the absolute hell out of her. He literally put the fear into her when it comes to sweets. Like, she is so cautious now. She's literally poking the ice cream before even doing anything with that spoon anymore. Just poking the ice cream like 1,000 times. And he's just watching, and he's kind of amused on the inside. So is Venom. But Venom says, "Hey, I got something funny that's going to happen." And he separates a little piece of himself, and he just says, "No, don't do it," before Issei just sees the little piece of Venom slip into the ice cream. As soon as Konako finally has her curiosity satisfied and knows that it won't come to life and start beating her up, she immediately digs one little scoop up with the spoon and takes a bite and immediately is satisfied before about to go in for another one, until all of a sudden, right where she's about to dig the spoon, a face appears on the ice cream, and this strawberry ice cream sundae just says, "Surprise, motherfucker," and just starts beating the absolute shit out of her. Like, it starts growing hands, it just starts growing legs, gets out of the bowl, and just punches her directly in the face. And she tries to dodge, by the way. She dodges to the left, only to get smacked above the head by a literal right hand that smacked her in the back of the head, and that was from the ice cream. The ice cream literally just punched her in the gut. She fell to the ground and started getting wailed on by the ice cream. And everyone around is just watching this too. And a few of them are like, "Oh shit, did I take the wrong medicine today?" And a few of them are just wondering what the hell's happening. And a few think that this is just a show, as the ice cream is beating up Konako. Issei thought in his head, "I'm so fired." Before the owner comes out and sees an ice cream beating up Konako while screaming, "Fight back! Fight back!" as Konako's on the ground, just like wondering why all the sweets are beating her up. While Issei is kind of trying not to laugh, but is also scolding Venom inside. Before Venom says, "Well, I didn't just do it to that one ice cream. I did it to a lot of ice creams." And Issei says, "No," as he looks around at everyone's ice cream bowls and thinks, "Oh no," as all of them start to literally get up out of the ice cream bowls and everyone starts getting terrified. Well, you see half the people running out of the actual ice cream shop and in complete horror right now as this is happening. And Issei is thinking, "Oh no, this isn't good." As the owner is wondering what's happening and just says, "Oh god, it's an ice cream apocalypse. They told me this would happen, but I didn't believe it." As he literally starts trying to fight the ice creams, but getting jumped by all of them. And he points towards Issei and says, "You're fired. I don't know how, but this is somehow your fault." And Issei says, "Oh, okay. Alright, I guess I'm just gonna go then." Just trying to leave this mess before the cops get involved. As soon as he walks directly out of the out of the store, he sees tons of mini ice creams just carrying giant tubs of ice cream out of the ice cream parlor, and the owner of said ice cream shop is screaming, "Someone call the police! I'm being burgled by ice cream!" As he's saying this, there's one officer who's literally right outside the shop watching this, and he just looks at it and says, "Do I have to intervene? You know what? I'm just gonna, yeah, this ain't my problem." He just gets back in the car, just drives away because he doesn't want to try to apprehend ice cream. Immediately, Issei, after a few hours, made it right back towards his house. Laying directly in his bed, very exhausted, he immediately goes to sleep. The next day, he realizes that something different has happened, as he feels a horrible, spine-chilling sensation down the back of his neck, feeling a spine chill down to his spine, immediately sweating intensely as every hair in his body starts to stand up, and Issei starts saying what this feeling is, as Venom comes out directly beside him and materializes his face beside him, immediately says, "I know this feeling," he says, and starts to shiver, as Issei is wondering what's making him shiver so much, as he says, "It's a red one," he says, as Issei says, "Red what?" as he says, "It's a red symbiote. It's a red one. One of us, but it's completely red and is a lot stronger and more durable," he says to Issei. As Issei says, "Well, is it good or bad?" And immediately Venom says, "Let's just say it's awful. It's about the scent of Rias." And immediately Issei says, "So it's worse than literal rotten tuna." And immediately Venom says, "Quite an accurate description, but yes, way worse, way worse." And Issei says, "So, do you know who it is?" Immediately Venom says, "No, I can't tell. The aura is far away, but at the same time very close. I can't tell where it's coming from." As outside of the Kyoto house, we see one person staring directly through the window at Issei, his eyes glowing gold with a tiny hint of red coming out of it, and his voice saying, "Let there be carnage," in a deep voice, before this red liquid thing covers around his body and transforms him slightly as if it was a suit wrapping around him, and we see a red version of Venom, but very different, a lot lankier and a lot more insane in the eyes, with a more sinister smile than ever as it stares through the window, and immediately he's about to jump towards its own destination as it disappears while staring at Issei as it retreats and saying, "Soon, very soon." But when disappearing, you could hear screams in the distance as he finds his next victims. And that's What If Issei Had Venom, Part 6. I hope you all enjoyed. I'm sorry that this was very short. And if you liked it, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you destroy that subscribe button if you want any more of this. Because the more views that I get on a video, the more likely I'll do another part of it. Hope you all enjoyed. And sorry it was very, short. But I'm kind of out of ideas and kind of burnt out. Anyway, enjoy the rest.